2 take 4 picker.
Mark it.
I think it's going to move on the head if it's quicker.
First Sign of Love deals with a young girl who is partially deaf. She has to cope with going to secondary school for the first time. It was filmed in and around Bridgend. Casting for the main role proved difficult.
Challenges on this film have been, first of all, finding a suitable lead actress. Our hunt was very wide across the country, and then, lo and behold, we found our lead actress. Literally just under our noses, actually. She turned up to an It's My Shout audition literally a couple of days later, and we found her, and I'm so glad that we did because she's absolutely perfect.
Shauna Workman auditioned for another role in It's My Shout. She had become deaf after being ill as a child.
Because I had meningitis when I was a child. That's how I'm deaf.
Okay. So how is your hearing generally? Because we're talking fine now, so...
Yeah. I'm actually lip reading you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really strange.
I'm completely deaf in my right ear. I'm a little bit deaf in my left ear, and I can't hear high frequency sounds. So if a train was to stop in front of me, I wouldn't be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Shauna had originally been taught sign language by her grandmother, but she had to have a refresher course for this production.
I learned a lot of sign language growing up, and then my grandma passed away, so I wasn't able to actually keep up with the sign language. So finding out last week about all the different videos and that, because I watched them all about sign language and that, it just came back to me.
The drama is based in the 1980s, when attitudes towards disability were different.
We kind of set the film in the 80s because in the 80s it was starting to see the integration of deaf people and people with disabilities into mainstream schools. So that's why we kind of set it back then, because it was showing the actual first time that this was happening, that these situations were happening. And I think that's a really important story to tell as well.
For lead actor Lewis Costa, it was an insight into the world of 30 years ago.
You know, hearing, like any kind of impairment or disability wasn't as kind of catered for, like in terms of technology, but also in terms of how society kind of views them. And so the kids would have been a lot more horrible to Megan than today. And I think you see that, and I think Jake represents the change in view towards this kind of issue, because Jake actually he does and ah about it, but in the end he goes, actually I don't care what kind of Elliot thinks, I don't care what the school thinks, I like this girl regardless of whether she has whatever, and I'm going to go and speak to her. The thing about Shauna is that she's just so kind of natural in her acting. It's very easy to forget that you're making a film, and it's very easy to kind of just relax when you're playing alongside her, because she's so kind of effortless in a way in her acting. That's made the process a whole lot easier, is Shauna, basically.
Making the film made the production crew consider their views on disability.
Anyone with disabilities now, they are just going into mainstream school. No one is segregated anymore, which is obviously a brilliant thing. Why can't just kids with disabilities just be teenagers as well? They don't have to be segregated into different schools, obviously.
For Shauna, who has made films before, First Sign of Love was a very important production.
I hope that it gets shown across all different demographics, and I hope people actually enjoy it, and I hope that they actually learn about all these different disabilities, and I hope they actually when they're walking down the street and they see someone with a hearing aid, they take the chance to know, okay, that person could be lip reading, that person could take a long time just to be able to hear what I'm saying. So that's what I generally hope. I hope people have a better understanding of deaf people. And then this is me.
Show me Jake again. It's J-A-K-E.
This is A.